right, they specifically asked me not to ask hard questions, so I will not ask hard questions. However, I'm a big fan of Mohammed Jawa. Whoever doesn't know him, he always has a story behind every success. So I'm going to start this opportunity to ask him about the successful story. Tell us everything from the very start to where you are today. What are you proud of?
I thought you were going to be gentle, no?
I'm going to try to.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you again for having me here. Well, the story, we opened the first restaurant in 2002, and I'm still here, so that I think it says a lot of it. When we started at the beginning, when I started, and actually I'm proud that some of the team members that we started back then, they are still here, so I'm very proud of them. And also, when we started, it wasn't about a business, it was something that we wanted to give to people. We want to build the market. And today, that's the question I always ask myself and ask everyone, what are we doing exactly here, even in Griff? Are we opening restaurants, or we are investing and building the market? Then, after a couple of years, we can operate with all the right conditions, but first we need to build the foundation. And that foundation has been going on since 2002, of course, with a lot of changes. So this is very briefly, I don't want to bore you with my story, but this is very briefly. I'm very proud of what we have done so far. And of course, as they say, we had so many successes, and at the same time we had also unsuccessful restaurants, which is something we are always ready for. We try our best, but sometimes it's either too early, the concept is not good, something is wrong with, maybe the market is not ready for it. Whatever is the reason, the product base is not here, the atmosphere cannot be replicated. So we are always open and confident about our victories and the defeats. And without our defeats, we would have been actually having any victories. So I'm proud of that.
I love that. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
I feel like a lot of companies shy away from speaking about their failures, but let's all remember today that every failure does lead to success at the end of the day with persistence and patience. And bringing that up as one of the most innovative and amazing CEOs from my personal perspective, and I'm sure most of you here, is Gautam. Gautam, on to you. Tell us more about KAFD. I'd like everyone to understand what KAFD is, what the story of KAFD is, and where it's going.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me in this panel. I've got to say that I'm not an F&B expert. This is the expert. I was drafted into this conversation about 15 minutes ago.
I'm sorry about that.
So I'm going to wing it. But let's talk about KAFD. Before I talk about KAFD, I'm going to thank Mohammed publicly here for the faith that he and his organization, MJS Group, have invested in KAFD. They were the first ones who believed in KAFD, who invested in KAFD, and hopefully that partnership goes on forever and ever. And we're seeing the benefits of that already.
I'm staying for a long time, unless you kick me out.
No, you'll stay a long time, even after I've retired and I'm back to my golf. So, but let's focus then on the KAFD story. So KAFD was conceptualized around 2006. A beautiful master plan. Even today, 20 years on, it is an exceptional master plan with very open public access and open areas, beautifully designed towers. 25 architects were involved in the design of it, yet it all kind of fits together beautifully. And our job has been to sort of breathe life into the district to complete it. And today we have 95 towers that are close to completion, and we have tenants fitting out. And the MJS Group, as I said, have been one of the front runners. They've been great supporters of KAFD, and we've got some really, really funky in terms of black tap, and I'll talk a bit about it, and exceptionally good hospitality brands that have come to KAFD. Where is KAFD today? 1.6 million square meters of GFA, of which about 1 million square meters is office space. So you're talking about 100,000 people living or working in that district by the end of next year. We'll have about 900 plus apartments by the end of this year. All of the apartments that we have at the moment are fully occupied, and we have a very long wait list. 160 million square meters of retail, and 3 hotels, 600 plus keys that we will bring in between this year and next. That's KAFD, but the story doesn't end here. It's only starting here, because we've only built on about 40% of our land bank, and the remaining 60% of the land bank, and the total land bank of KAFD is about 1.6 square kilometers, as big as the City of London. And we are starting to accelerate the development of the entire land bank. So lots more opportunities for you,
For everyone as well.
for everyone. And I have to go back to Black Tap. So I'm not a young man, I'm an old man, unlike you. And when I first walked into Black Tap, I said, I feel comfortable over here. Because you walk in, it's for young people. But then I see these cassette covers in front of your DJ's sort of stall, and then the VCR covers, and these boom boxes on your wall. And I say, I belong here. So, fantastic job. What these guys do is they take a concept and really bring it up to world class. And that's what I've seen in the last 2 years I've been here.
Thank you, Gautam. Thank you so much. And also, we have been really honored. It was a great journey, and still many things to come as well. We know
Inshallah.
it. Thank you.
Speaking of Black Tap, I did take my kids to it, and they finished 2 milkshakes. So if you do take your kids to KAFD's milkshake shop, which is Mohammed Jawa's, make sure they go to the gym after. Speaking of that, though, Mohammed, how many restaurants have you opened so far?
So far, we have 3 in KAFD and 2 out of KAFD. And we have this month 3 openings as well. So I think by same time next year, we have a lot of scheduled opening in KAFD. We have still around 5 openings more in KAFD, major ones that everybody's waiting for. The brands that everybody wants. So the first question, when I meet anyone, okay, he goes, how are you? How's everything? And then he goes, when is Zoom opening? When is Chow opening? When is Amazonic opening? So that's the first question. Because we're proud to have these brands here. And it's not, I know, of course, all around the kingdom, not only in KAFD. You know, we have a great relation with all the amazing projects, and we're lucky. You know, I'm as I said, 20 years ago or 15 years ago or even 10 years ago, we didn't have that luxury of having great locations. And it was all privately built commercial properties which were not matching the standards that we are looking for. But now, with the projects that are there, KAFD, Dir'iyya, Red Sea, I don't want to forget anyone, you know, Niyom, all these projects are stunning. I mean, it's like a dream, honestly, for someone, especially who've been here for some time.
Amazing. Thank you for that. To be honest, when I was young, I was living in the eastern province of Saudi, and we only had Chili's. But it was a great Chili's, I have to say. Speaking of, now that we are well developed, the society is becoming better, people are becoming more aware of the F&B, and by the way, Saudis have an amazing palate, so they will tell you if the food is not good because they're well traveled. Gautam, on to you now. For the investors that are here and thinking about operating or opening in KAFD, what are you looking for in such investors, or what do they bring to the table? What are you looking for them to bring to the table?
So we've got to first look at what KAFD is and what KAFD will be. So we're talking about an iconic district which will be the prime business and lifestyle destination for the region, indeed for the globe. So any F&B proposition that comes has to match that. But having said that, obviously we can't have everything that is upper scale and expensive. So we need to have a mix of options within the district. Now, what we've done very consciously over the last 1.5 years is to get in concepts that don't exist in Riyadh, that are very upmarket, because that creates the vision and the idea of what KAFD will be. Having said that, we will also have to get mid-market options which are affordable to the 100,000 plus people that be working in the district. And so we'll have a mix of these as we go ahead. By around 2025, we expect to have at least 70 F&B outlets. So there are lots of opportunities there, but the good spaces are going fairly quickly.
Are those F&B companies coming into as a hotel, or are they just opening their own?
We have the retail. We have retail. So the way this district was built was a majority of the parcels are mixed-use parcels, and each parcel has office, residential, and retail. So basically, it's the retail we're talking about, which we're actually modifying to accommodate F&B, which requires extra MEP requirements. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. So we're actually fitting out all of those as we speak so that we can get in retail into all of these. Hospitality will be different. We have 3 hotels that are very advanced stages of completion at the moment. They will have their own F&B offerings.
Interesting. Okay. Mohammed, I know that you are very critical on who you choose to be partnering with. And I know that you have a bit of a story with KAFD. Would you like to share it?
Well, yeah, listen, a story, I think it's more than one story.
Go for the stories.
No, let me tell you the general idea. I mean, when we were looking to this city actually 10 years ago when it was built. Okay. So it's impossible that you pass by and you don't get fascinated by this buildings and this amazing city. It's impossible. You've never, this is something new for us, I would say, as an architecture, because we're used to a certain level of heights of building. So to see all these amazing buildings, that's something new. And to have the feeling of the offices and that environment, the vision that is there, it's fascinating. So we just said, honestly, that's exactly what we wanted to do, is we want to be, the question everyone was asking me, why you want to go there? I said, that's exactly why I want to go, because nobody's there. That's exactly why I want to go there. Because everyone today, I would say, we are talking on the panels here, but Gautam said something, is one word, which is the key. We are not operating today, we are investing. Correct. So today, we invested in KAFD. We did not only just open restaurant because it's cool and nice. That's true. The facade, the environment, all these elements come second. But we want to invest in these projects, not because to be the first, that's of course an element, but also I am trying to talk through other operators to come to KAFD, because it's not about us. Today, we are attracting, let's say, 400,000 people a year with our restaurants, average. If another company has another 400,000, so that market now is almost 1 million people coming. And that's how we see it. So we are looking at it always as a company. We want to build the market now. We want to build these territories. We have the brands. We have the capability, and we did not just choose the brands just as a checklist to just collect them. No, we have from all across. So we operate the luxury, and we operate all the way to the street food. And we are proud of all of them actually, and they're all we are happy with. So that's the story behind KAFD. We said that's exactly. So then we contacted KAFD, and we said, and it was actually the crazy part was in COVID. So they were like, what do you guys want, So in COVID, we said, okay, we want this. These are the brands that we want. These are the locations. Please help us to get this. We believe in you. And we started. That's actually, they believed in us, we believed in them, and also with other landlords as well. We have amazing things coming up with other landlords we are so proud of, other amazing projects which we will announce maybe later on. We are proud of it as well.
That's amazing. Thank you, Mohammed. I think hospitality and F&B is such a people business that choosing your partner or your leasing or your landlord is such an important aspect to keep the company going and to make sure that it has a futuristic approach to it. Gautam, I'm wondering, we understand now that I think it became something of a sustainable smart city solution provider. So companies from outside are opening their headquarters in your place. So is the expectation going to be, I'm going to the office, I work there, I go down to eat, going to the gym and then back home? Is that kind of like the ecosystem that you're
Absolutely. I
looking forward
mean,
to?
what we're trying to do with KAFD is, one, to create a 24/7 district. And when I talk about 24/7 district, I want to be able to work there, I want to be able to live there, I want to be able to dine there, I want to be able to play paddle tennis there, I want to be able to go to the cinema there, I want to go to an indoor adventure park, do a climbing wall. Well, all of these things are happening in KAFD as we speak. That's why I'm talking about them. So really, that's a 24/7 district that we need to create, not a district that is only open during the week for office. We need to do that. Now, I work in KAFD, I live in KAFD, and my local restaurant is Il Barretto because it's in the next tower. So whenever I don't feel like cooking something, I just wander down and I go and eat something. But I have to tell you a story as well, that the first time I met Mohammed and Milad, when Il Barretto was being constructed, and I have this habit of walking at awkward times in awkward clothing just to see how it's progressing. And I'd walked in my gym shorts, I think, and these two gentlemen were eating a pizza or something. They were trying it out. And they said, who's this guy who's come in in shorts, gym shorts? But that's how the relationship started, because they had the faith. There was nothing happening at that point in time. And they were the first to come in and invest. But think about the vision, think about the future. It takes a leap of faith. It takes thinking 10 years and 15 years ahead. And those are the sort of partners we want. We want longevity, we want partnerships. And we, in turn, as KAFD, will actually help with everything that's needed in terms of, you talked about a smart city, Jana. What is a smart city? We've developed a KAFD app, but we're developing smart parking applications where you have contactless parking. You can book your parking slot even before you leave home. So all of these are coming. Now, if you want to locate an establishment in a tower, Google Maps doesn't allow you to. It's very difficult in a large district like ours. So we're creating that vertical mapping, creating all of that so you can actually go to exactly where you want to go. We're building 50 skywalks, which are connecting all of the towers. So you can come by metro. You don't need to bring your car there at all. You can come by metro, and we have these skywalks that connect all of the towers in KAFD, and you can walk to Il Barretto or to Blacktap or wherever it is. It's convenient. We're creating micro-mobility options, such as e-scooters. We have a bus shuttle that runs from the metro station throughout the district all day. So that's the connectivity that we provide free of charge, and try to help our partners in every which way we can, actually, to help their business to succeed. Because ultimately, we don't want something to open and then shut down in a year's time. We want longevity, we want consistency, we want the right partners who are investing in their business and consistently raising the bar.
That's amazing, thank you. I think that's an excellent question to that. Mohammed, where is your next destination? I would like to know.
Look, there is no next destination. I mean, it's just we go with what we feel and we follow, of course, the direction of the country. That's, I think, the main thing. It's clear, it's announced, so why do we have to go in a different direction? The projects are announced, where all the investment is happening by the government is there, so I think it makes sense. And of course, on the private, I mean, in creating destination, we can create anywhere if we want to, especially if we have a strong brand. And a great example where we are here. Today, LPM, they created a great destination in a street where last time I was been to 15 years ago. But now we all come to our favorite restaurant, LPM. So I think creating the destination is going to continue. And I think others will also do that. But I think it's clear all the mega projects are there. And we have to follow and support and invest.
Amazing. I have one last question for both of you. There's many investors in the room. There's many F&B owners in the room that are interested to come to the Saudi market. And I always tell them, research the market wherever you're going. And don't research it at the current stage that it is in. Research it how it was 10, 20 years ago, how it did develop, what the vision is, where it's going. And most of all, research the people. Understand what their mindset is. So what would you tell the investors that are coming in? What would you tell the restaurant owners that are coming in about Saudi? What should they understand and know at a kind of first level information?
Well, first thing I would say, the Saudi market has started already. So they need to hurry up, exactly. So it started already. The other thing, choose the right partner. That's the most important. Because, and it's not about the partner, how big the company is or how, it's about the, as the previous panel, they were talking about the operating, the culture, understanding all that. And at the same time, not allowing the local partner to drive the whole thing, maybe. So, the good balance. And the support is there. Honestly, today, everyone is here. You can see the tourism fund is here. All the banks are here. So, the market is ready. Even if there is ups and downs, that's fine. This is the time to invest. An investment will take time to reach to the stage where the market is fully matured and fully occupied. So, as I said, are we in the long term or we are in the short term? Are we opening a restaurant or building a market? And also, the last thing, I'll take 2 minutes, 1 minute from you. The last thing as well is the team that you have.
Absolutely amazing team,
look,
I have to say.
I get these questions. So who's your meat supplier? I don't know. I don't know
ask
even.
my team.
Because there are, no, I'm not asking my team, because there are people who do it better than me. So make sure, anyone that I'm blessed, and I don't know that maybe others will have the same thing. Inshallah, they will have better. But I'm blessed to have a team and partners and supporters behind us from, and they're all here actually. So I'm very proud of that.
So, shout out to the team and partners.
So that combination will help whoever wants to come to the Saudi market, is to believe that it's here. Don't treat it. We are the only market now, I think, in the region for sure. I don't know about the world, but one of the only markets that we are in a building stage. We are not mature and growing, which is great, because when the market is under construction, there is a lot to do. Yeah. When it's already mature and you just take it to the next level, there is less to do. And that's it.
Thank you. That was amazing. What about you, Gautam?
So, to investors, I would say, look at this economy. This is the largest economy in the region, number one. Number two, 75 or over 70% of the population is under 35. Number three, disposable income. Everyone I know eats out. And number four, literally, the population here is hungry for new concepts. I use that as a pun, but people are hungry. So when you open a new restaurant, you literally have it. And the size of restaurants that are opening here are a testament to that. They are large. They're much larger than the average restaurant anywhere. So really, there is a lot of potential in this market. And yes, the customers are very, very discerning. And if you don't do a good job, they won't come back.
Thank you so much. Everybody, a round of applause, please.